Hi everyone, John here. Long time no see. I know it's been a few months, but you can blame Arlene and Andrew for dragging me out of my lair. They mentioned me in a video earlier. Thanks, guys. And because of that, I just wanted to drag myself in front of a camera and maybe talk about some of the reviews that I'd written up recently. I have a few that I actually haven't put on YouTube yet, so um, trying to find some more maybe summer appropriate scents, since my collection isn't really summer appropriate. It's mostly fall and winter stuff. So I've been spending the last few months trying to find some things that are a little better for warm weather. And this is one of those. And since it's, I guess, oh my god, it's almost August. That's crazy. But it is August. Um, it's going to be hot here for another 6 to 8 weeks. Really hot, 3 digits. So I thought I would talk about this one. Let me show you my sample first. It's a little 5 ml decant. Let's see if you can see. It's Parfums de Nicolai, and it's Cedrat Intense, or Intense. Um, Parfums de Nicolai is in a house that gets a lot of talk or play here in the fragrance community, but in the body of my review, I'll actually talk about the origins of the house and Patricia de Nicolai herself and her family. Very vaunted family in European perfumery. I don't know if anyone sort of recognizes these little 5 ml decant bottles, but they're from Surrender to Chance, the website Surrender to Chance. I have a couple of others. I'm not going to review these in this video, but this is M. Micallef's Arabian Diamond, and this is Penhaligon's Bayolia. And if you go to Surrender to Chance, no, I'm not being paid to say this. If you go to Surrender to Chance, sign up, give them your email address. They'll tell you when they have little sales on these 5 ml decants. And you can get them for, depending on the price of the perfume that you want to buy, anywhere from between, say, $4 and $6 to, the high-end stuff is $20 and $25 for a 5 ml. But it lets you have, more than one or two wearings of something. And it's a nice little place to buy stuff. I actually got a 15 ml decant of Tuscan leather a few months back for $45, which I thought was a pretty good deal. A lot of the things on there are overpriced, but if you wait for sales, that's a good place to strike. Good time to strike. Okay, so Cedrat Intense. From the House of Parfums de Nicolai, introduced in 2007 by the perfumer at Parfums de Nicolai, whose name is Patricia de Nicolai. The top notes, lemon, citron, and orange. Middle notes, pink pepper and spicy notes. Base notes of patchouli and woody notes. And perhaps not surprisingly, I would call this a aromatic citrus, maybe a woody aromatic citrus. For those unfamiliar with Patricia de Nicolai's name, she is the grandson of Pierre Guerlain. Pierre's brother, Jacques, who was the creator of most of the Guerlain masterpieces from the first third to one half of the 20th century, is Jean-Paul Guerlain's father, who is really the last master perfumer in the Guerlain family. After Jean-Paul Guerlain, a number of years ago, I think about 8 years ago, breathlessly explained that he worked like a Negro on Samsara, adding that, again, notice the inverted quotes, I don't know if Negroes have always worked like that, but anyway. He was, excuse my itchy nose, he was publicly shamed fined by the French government. I don't know if many people know this. I mean, we all know Jean-Paul Guerlain for being, the nose of the last 50 years for the Guerlain house. I mean, before Terry Vassar, of course. But I don't know how many people know this story. Yeah, he made this horrible racist comment. Probably didn't even know that it was racist when he made it. Not that I'm making excuses for him, but he was publicly shamed, fined by the French government, and removed because of the comment as the creative director of Guerlain, which is the point that Terry Vassar came in and became the sort of creative director of the perfume branch. So therefore, Patricia de Nicolai, despite not carrying the Guerlain name and having a comparatively obscure perfume house, might be one of the last visible family members who is 1, alive, 2, still working, and 3, hasn't proven themselves to be a virulent racist. So, go Patricia. So, onto the scent and what it's like. I find this to be a pretty simple wear on my skin. I like things that are a bit more simple in summer. The heat is too demanding on its own. You don't need the scent to be demanding too. So hopefully I won't ramble on too much in the review. Cedrat Intense opens with a fresh, cooling blast of what to my nose is a pretty high quality citrus oil. And I'm getting, I think, especially lemon and citron. It's really quite nice. The catch here that really sets it apart, and what I think really makes it different from many citrus perfumes, is that it contains a really nice dose of sharp pink pepper. Not quite enough to make you sneeze, but it really definitely sets off the citrus in a nice way. And as it dries down on your skin, you start to get some of the green notes from the moss as it dies into a sort of warm, woody base on your skin. I really like the way the cool, sort of bracingly cool citrus is sort of played off the warm, woody, mossy green base. It's very nicely done. It's nothing groundbreaking, nothing revolutionary, but sometimes when it's 105 degrees outside, you want to go with something something that will work relatively well, and that's not going to be a groundbreaker. One positive and one negative thing that is Parfums de Nicolai specific. I love that they offer small bottles, and they do offer small bottles, 30 ml bottles actually, when I say small. 30 mils of Cedrat Intense can be had for $62 US at Lucky Scent, which, $2 and some change a mil, that's not bad. Needless to say, this is really great for collectors, for other people who need another 100 ml bottle of perfume like another hole in the head, like most of us. You know who you are. On the other hand, the price per mil is, considering that it's a citrus scent, and considering that the ingredients are relatively inexpensive, still $2 a mil is a little bit high, I guess. Maybe I'm just a little bit cheap. Just to sort of price compare, if you were to buy a 100 ml bottle, which she also makes, I don't think she does 50, it's just 30 and 100, I believe. That's $175. So that's about at the upper limit of what I would pay for anything. Even the biggest, woodsiest, rosiest, oodiest, most expensive perfume you could imagine, I'm not really interested in paying more than about $200 for a bottle of perfume. I think it just gets ridiculous after that. So onto longevity. Being a citrus scent, of course, probably the biggest gripe will be its longevity, and it leaves a little bit to be desired for me. Although it might perform better with other people because other people have skin that is a little bit more workable with smells. My skin tends to eat stuff alive. So I don't even expect things to last all day, and it still falls a little bit short. Despite the presence of the word intense in the perfume, it's still just an EDT. So it's certainly not an extrait. It's certainly not an EDP. It's just an EDT. So maybe that explains it a little bit. This lasts maybe 2 hours on my skin, 3 if it's really hot outside, which it is in August. Before I consider purchasing a full bottle of something, if I were to consider purchasing it, I usually want it to pass my 4-hour test. And this doesn't quite cut the mustard on the on how long it lasts on my skin. But if you're someone who doesn't mind reapplying 3 or 4 times a day, someone who carries around a decant, in their pocket or whatever, lapel, go for it. I mean, why not? I think you can probably find something of comparable quality for less money if you look. But like I said, nothing groundbreaking, nicely put together. Something else I wanted to also mention about the house, they have a number of perfumes that seem better suited for cold weather too. They have an amber cashmere intense, an incense oud, a Cure Cuba intense, patchouli intense, amber oud, and a rose oud. And they also offer an oud sublime or oud sublime in elixir de parfum concentration that will just set you back a mere $425 for 35 ml. I plan on trying as many of those, even the oud sublime, and I will report back if I get my hands on anything. Postscript, by the way, for some people who have spoken about this on Fragrantica and Base Notes and other forums, I love how some people talk about, they mention this and they say that they can smell cedar. Oh my god. It just makes you want to face palm. You can't smell cedar in this. Cedrat does not mean cedar. It looks like cedar, and 5 of the 6 letters will spell cedar, but it doesn't mean cedar. It means citron, which is a citrus fruit, which is not a lemon, and is not a lime, and is not yuzu, but is actually a completely different kind of citrus. I think people sound really silly when they say that they smell cedar when first they clearly don't, and you're too dumb to have taken the 5 seconds it takes to look up what Cedrat means on Google. So that's me. As Andrew and Arlene said, John speaks his mind. Sorry. Take it or leave it, right? That's my opinion on Cedrat Intense. Check it out, especially if you don't have many summer appropriate fragrances. It's nice. It's sort of got this interesting cooling effect. It's interesting. See you later, guys. Bye.